All right, so today I'm just going to talk about my multi-channel audio setup with my FX6. This is a bit of a complicated rig, and I don't configure this more often unless I have that nature of recordings to do. So for example, I would use this setup if I want to record a scenario where I need to capture a panel discussion or a podcast that involves maybe more than 4 people. It could be 5, 6, 7, up to 10, 12. The list can go on. In such cases, I configure this multi-channel audio setup so that I get close proximity, really quality audio, so that it qualifies the broadcast standard, and as well as you get like really crystal clear audio. So I will break it down, the whole setup. The centerpiece of this is the Zoom H6, which is this part. So this is essentially a multi-recorder. So it's AKA a field recorder. So I have 4 AA batteries so that it has its own power. And I run the Rode Wireless Mic Pros, 2 of them, into one of the single channels, so that I have 2 mics summed into one of these channels. So this centerpiece is essentially can receive mic level or line level signals. And if I want more miking, what I would do is I will have the other mics connected into the other 3 slots, so that essentially I can run 8 channels of audio. That's quite impressive, and very rarely that you get up to that level of, close proximity miking. And in such cases, obviously, I would have a sound technician just taking care of it. But I have had scenarios where I had to record up to 4 people, maybe 5 people sometimes. So in such cases, I basically use this setup. And so this being the centerpiece of the audio capturing system, I also have the Sony ECM 673 shotgun mic, which records the audience sounds, uploads, and maybe questions and stuff like that. And the beauty of the H6 is that it also has its built-in XY mic. So it also acts as an audience mic. And because it's a stereo, I can get a really wider stereo image when it comes to audience sounds with these 2 mics, and it works like magic. And so the H6 is connected to the channel 2, and the shotgun mic is connected to the channel 1. And I just monitor everything in 2 ways, essentially. If I have a sound technician, that person will monitor that from the headphones out from the Zoom H6. So you don't really have to go through the camera amplifier, the headphones amp. You can essentially run it through this, and what you can do is you can just adjust the levels from these dials. So that's one of the advantages of this, is that you can like individually set the levels for individuals. If, let's say, for example, someone is louder than the others, you can set the levels from here as well. And this does record internally into an SD card as well. And if I want to monitor from the camera, I will connect my headphones to the camera output jack, and I will just monitor. And it took me a while to sort of balance out the input levels from the Zoom H6 to the camera, because it was kind of peaking at one point, and I had to balance off the output levels of the Zoom H6 that's going into the camera. These Rode mics are essentially these two cubes, and if I want to mic up two people, I will use lav mics that comes with this as well, because I think the lav mics produces a little bit of more quality audio than just having these cubes just connected. So yeah, so I can connect up to 3 other wireless microphone systems into the Zoom H6 and control them individually as a couple, and also have a built-in XY mic for audience capture and natural sounds. And I have the Sony shotgun mic for natural sounds as well. And this also acts as a backup mic just in case this fails, the battery dies. I still have the audio captured from the shotgun mic. I had to test this for a long time to get it to work, because I wanted to make sure before I take this out for a commercial gig that this really worked as I intended to. And also the audio that it captures and records into their individual recording media is usable. And that's very important. And that's why, as a redundancy, I also record into the Rode Wireless Pro miking system. It has its own individual internal recording system as well. Got rid of the headphones. So yeah, so redundancy is really important when you record that kind of projects, so that I always make sure that I do have enough redundancy. It took me a while to sort of configure this because I had to do a lot of testing. It wasn't like really plug and play. Their output levels were different, so I have to compensate output levels and also input levels, and also the monitoring, because you have to have a good monitoring system in order to make judgments. So yeah, so this is my, the kind of bizarre or the multi-channel audio capturing system with the Sony FX6, and works for me and works for the client. All right, so wrapping up to today's video, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.